Good morning and welcome to the channel. We got Send It Steve here today.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going well, man. How are you?
I'm excited. Finally get to drive the car and enjoy it.
Dude, well, it's like 80 degrees today.
Definitely.
She looks beautiful, man, out in the sunlight.
She's come a long way.
Dude, it's, yeah, come a long way is an understatement.
People stop by the lot today.
And check it out.
Look at the car.
Yeah, well, it's like really striking.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you, dude. You got my sticker on there.
You can still tell.
Hell
We
yeah,
didn't get
dude.
time to do the door
There
jams.
she is. There she is.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. And the
Let's
wheels
go
look
back.
good.
Oh, they're trash.
Well, I think they look all right.
Some other things.
That wide body is sick, though.
Definitely.
I like that. Steve is here to buy some seats. My C7 seats that I was going to use, which I am no longer going to, so.
Why aren't you using them?
Because they don't fit with the cage.
Gotcha.
Yep, they don't fit with the new cage. I think it's locked, but yeah, it's locked. But they don't fit with the cage in there, unfortunately. So now they're yours.
Benefits me, so I'm okay with it.
And
Way.
what?
I was shifting the wrong way.
Oh.
I had the clutch in and no gas.
Oh shit, dude. Well, don't make that mistake.
It doesn't go, man, I'm not a Honda guy anymore. Front end says I'm a Honda guy still.
Dude, I think it's fine, you know? I mean, yes, the fact that there's no seam between the bumper and the fender is a little unorthodox.
I'm just glad that the car's drivable. Like, I know people gave me a lot of shit, but to have a car for a day and not be able to enjoy it.
Well, I mean, you did this all in like 2 days, too.
Tuesday to...
You sent me a picture on Tuesday, the car was primered, so.
I don't think the front end was even on when I sent you the first
No,
picture.
no, it wasn't. Send It Steve, everyone. Check him out on Instagram.
So we're here to do something, and I didn't really release it to you guys, but I'm benefiting greatly from something that Mike is not able to use. I'll give you guys a hint here. Factory seats. Now Mike can't run them because of his roll bar and things like that.
I have no idea whose dog it is, what it's doing. It showed up like 20 minutes ago. It's just hanging around the house. And it won't leave, and nobody's looking for it. Folks, and here we are. I am finally going to start the garage update, which I love making these videos. Sorry, it's nighttime. By the way, I had some family stuff I had to attend to earlier. I just want to say that I appreciate the support from all of you, by the way, when it comes to my grandparents and the family stuff. A lot of great comments. You know, my grandpa was landing on the beaches of Normandy, fighting on D-Day when he was 17. When I was 17, I don't know, I was bitching about math class or whatever, but, you know, really a great human being. People from that generation, you know, just, they don't make them like that anymore. And it was nice to see so many great comments. And I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate all of you reaching out and saying we wish you the best. It means a lot. Anyway, moving on from, you know, I try to keep the channel like happy and stuff like that because I want to make videos about cars. I don't want to ever focus on the bad shit. I don't want to bring in the bad aspects of life. I realize that many of you come to the channel to avoid that stuff and to get away from whatever you're dealing with. So, moving on to the garage update. I love making these videos. They're a great way to just kind of catch up if you have not been with the channel for a while. Maybe you have been, but you can't watch every upload. These are a fantastic way to just kind of learn about every vehicle, what the purpose is, and whether it's going to be sold, whether I'm buying a new vehicle or whatever I'm doing. So let's start with the newest addition to the 717 family and the smallest addition, the Raptor 700R. Now, if you have been with the channel for a while, you'll know that I've been going back and forth on buying a Raptor for a long time. Finally bought one. Of course, this is not a Ford Raptor. This is a Yamaha, but still, it's a Raptor. And I got to tell you guys, as you know, I've already made a couple videos with it. I adore this fucking quad. It is so much fun, and I never thought I would enjoy it that much. I rode a four-wheeler briefly when I was a little kid, and I mean, I was like 8 years old, which was 17 years ago, which is, God, that is horrifying, the fact that I'm that old. Talking about getting old. Yeah, 17 years ago I rode a quad. Haven't ridden one since until I bought this from a subscriber out in the middle of nowhere. So big thank you to him. Got it for $2,800 bucks. It's an 08 Raptor, fuel injected. And even though I haven't ridden one for such a long time, I love it, and I got right into it. You know, I'm not really good at bikes, but I think anything with 4 wheels, I'm good at. And when it comes to modifications, I know a lot of people talking about like getting exhaust for it, do whatever. But really, I kind of like to rip on it in my neighborhood just a little bit. Like not really on the street, but kind of in the driveway and in the yard. And I don't want it to be super loud. You know, it's already annoying. Like I'm already clearly a very annoying neighbor, but I try to keep it as least annoying as possible, if that's even a thing. I don't really see a need to make it super loud. So other than an exhaust, the only other thing I would think about doing would be getting new plastics, because what you can do is you can put brand new 2018 plastics on older Raptors and make it look new. So I would like to do the new plastics, then wrap them like a olive drab to make it look like an army green. The goal here is to make it kind of look like a mongoose from Halo, if you play Halo, which I did back in the day. I played video games for like hundreds of hours when I was a kid. Anyway, moving on from that, I would like to make it look like a mongoose from Halo. I think that'd be neat. And after we do the green plastics, I would paint all the blue pieces black. Moving on to the C8 Z06. You guys definitely love this car. I love this car. It is the Corvette Z06, not this exact one, but the Corvette Z06 model that kind of really made my channel blow up. Although if people are to be believed, everyone who comes up to me at shows says that they found me through the Hellcat. But let's focus on this car right now. This is a pro-charged car. It was a full bolt-on, fully built, ported blower, stock blower car where we had everything done to it, and then it just wasn't making the power. You know, you couldn't, it's really hard to get over 800 wheel in these things without going to a pro charger, and I tried, but it just wasn't making the numbers I wanted to, so I said fuck it, let's do the pro charger. And a huge thank you, by the way, to the whole team, to Fran and the whole team at RPM. They did a fantastic job on the vehicle, and so that's what we're doing now. We got a pro charger, as you can see. Got the nice Pro Charger intake manifold with the yellow plate underneath to match. We've got K-Tech valve covers in the K-Tech coil pack relocation bracket. We've got K-Tech CNC heads. We have a cam to go with the Pro Charger. And we've got a 9% lower pulley. What else? We have a 4 Innovations dual pump fuel system to run 100% E85 and to keep up with the fuel demand. And we have a Lingenfelter 2-step that you just heard. It runs about 920 wheel horsepower on pump gas right now. We are going to tune for E85 shortly. And Fran is pretty confident it's going to make 1100 on the full E. Honestly, I'd be happy with anything over 1000. Now, this is my dedicated drag racing vehicle, my race car, really, because it's got a full cage. And it's still very drivable, though. Like, you could drive this car every day, but it's got a full cage. And this is the vehicle that I built specifically for the drag racing call-out events and things like that. I think in its current condition, in the current state, it would run maybe mid-9 somewhere, but we're going to find out soon because the season is fast approaching. We've got the first weekend at Cecil County Dragway coming up on March 3rd. If I can't make it to that, I'm going to try to make it to the next one, the week after, and we're going to see what she does. So for the meantime, the Z06 is not going anywhere. I do have a 2019 ZR1 coming here at the end of March, which is only about a month away. Incredibly, just crazy. I can't even believe it's coming up that fast. But when the ZR1 gets here, I will have the Z06 and the ZR1 together, at least for a brief time. I think eventually I will sell this just because as much as I love drag racing and have learned to love it, I don't love it to the point where I feel like I need a dedicated drag racing car. Not that this has to be, you know, I could use this for roll racing, but I really want to, when I get the ZR1, I want to focus on that, and I want to have a car with a different transmission, and I want to get back into that more. And I don't feel like, you know, I need this. When I get the ZR1, I could easily make a ZR1, I think, faster than this pretty quickly. You know, I really think that that car has a huge potential with it. And so eventually I do think the only thing I want to do is run 8s once in my life, and this would be the car to do it. But eventually when the ZR1 gets here, after a little while, I think it's pretty obvious I am going to sell this. There's no point in having 2 C7 Corvettes. Moving on from the Corvettes, let's check out the McLaren. This is my 2017 McLaren 570S. Now Now, this is a basically stock car, as I'm sure you guys know. There's not too much you can do to McLarens. The only thing I have done is an AWE exhaust system. We've got Sport Cat downpipes with no muffler. You might be able to see there. It's pretty much a straight pipe after the Sport Cats, and the Sport Cats are like this big. So it sounds great. I love this car. I love this car so much more than I thought I would. And I get it, you know, I get so much shit on the channel because people are like, we want to see American cars, and that's what we came here for. And I get it. I love them too. But honestly, so special, and it feels so cool to drive around. And of course, it's different. You know, the Corvette's a cool car, but this is just different. It's an exotic. You know, it's got the doors. It's got the dual clutch transmission. So it's just kind of a different feel, and it's fun to have both. I am working on paying it off, and I have no plans on selling it anytime soon. The only thing I would do with it, and the only reason why I would sell it, is to upgrade eventually to a 720S. But the 570S is crazy fast, and I use it every day. It's essentially like a daily driver. This and my truck I use to daily drive. So I have no plans to get rid of it, and I'm looking forward to a great race season with it here very soon. It seems as time goes on, more and more people have been asking me, Mike, are you going to wrap the McChicken? And the answer is yes, although I'm not exactly tired of looking at the volcano orange paint. Let's move on to the Volkswagen. Now, sadly, this is a car that I often forget I even own. I picked this thing up like 6 months ago. It was a great deal. I got it for $1,000 because I knew the guy who was storing it, and I knew that he wasn't really doing anything with it. I didn't think he had any plans. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let me give you the money that you put into it, and I'll take it off your hands. So here we are. Now, since the Z06 is done and the truck is done, I might actually get to work on the Corrado soon. This is a 1993 VR6 with 55,000 original miles. It's super clean. You've been seeing here, super clean. The only bummer is right there. Yep, it's an auto. So definitely gonna manual swap it. But yeah, the goal is to get working on this thing soon. It will be done. I know I joke about like, oh, I'm never going to do anything with it. And I kind of signed its death warrant by parking it here in a corner where it's very hard to move. We'll start on it eventually as well. It will be done. I guarantee you this. By June, I will have done something to the Corrado, and not just a little thing, it's something big. Moving on to the vehicles out here, we have the loaner truck. This is not mine. This is a truck that belongs to Whitmoyer Chevrolet, which is a big thank you to Whitmoyer and my man Matt Beaver over there for helping me out and loaning me a truck when I needed one. And this is, of course, my Duramax, pretty extensive build on that. I will link the Duramax build playlist down below. It's an 05 LLY Duramax, deleted PCV reroute, turbo inlet manifold intake, and 5-inch full MBRP exhaust with a 3-inch MBRP downpipe. We have a custom-made Baja rack with a light bar in the back. The tire setup is a 22x14 fuel forged 375 by 45 22, which is essentially, it's a little bit over 35 inches tall. Lift kit is a Cognito 9-inch set to about 8 with all the bells and whistles. Front end fully built, wheel bearings from Kryptonite, ball joints from Kryptonite, the upper control arms from Cognito. Shocks up front. We've got PPE tie rods, and that's about it. Full Deaver spring, no lift blocks, and it also has a train horn. That's the one thing I can say for sure. I mean, I might sell all of these cars eventually, but the Duramax is never going to leave. And I think that's it. So there you go. There is the garage update. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you are stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. Take care. Have a great day. Sorry, by the way, the whole video was in wide angle and not the regular view. Sorry.